So who's chosen their 3? Cool. All right. So we have time for like 1 or 2 shares. Why have you chosen your 3? And Kelly, if people have a short share, maybe we'll give them a mic. Why have you chosen your 3? Yeah. Go ahead. We'll get a mic here for you real quick.
My husband's favorite saying is, a happy wife is a happy life. And I apply that to my son because I heard him say it the other day, was a happy wife is a happy life. So I thought he bought into it, but I hadn't bought into it. And so I was having trouble with intimacy in my life. I avoided it, full stop. Paul says because I'm menopausal. I'm hanging on to that one. But I think it's because I avoided it because I had a dirty old dad for a father, and I didn't want to go there. So that's my big hurdle. That's why I picked that as number 1. I have to do something about that because a happy husband is a happy wife. Because if he gets unhappy, I'm in big doo-doo. And the other one was I connected the career and business because then my finances will fall into place after that, so I really only have 2. Because so much falls under career and business.
Sure. Awesome. Cool. Let's do one or more. Who else has courage? Thank you. Cecilia. Right on. Who has some courage to share openly here with what they have? Excellent. Steve. Yep. Run up though. Run.
Oh, I gotta go there?
Yep. I want everybody to be able to hear you. Cool.
Yeah, I think God and spirituality also. Everybody's got their own concept of what this is, of course, but to me, without a higher self or a life force or whatever, there's nothing. So it's kind of across our life just keep on uncovering that. Following from that is health and wellness, because without health and wellness, I can't have any of the others. So I look after that home turf in that respect also.
Right.
And then lifestyle, because so much comes under lifestyle. My family comes under lifestyle. The way I live, the way I conduct my business, it seemed to encompass so many of the others, so I said the lifestyle as well.
Right. Excellent. Very cool. Right on. Okay. Is that anybody else? Yep. Go for it. Can you just grab the mic there so everybody can see?
Whoa.
There we go. All right, everybody say what's up, Andrea?
Hi. I'm going to follow Steve, and that's why I volunteered. My first one is God and spiritual, because I was raised in a Christian home, and I believe, like Steve with his one, that if you don't have God, nothing else will happen. And like whatever you believe in is what you believe in. For me, it's God. And so if I didn't have God and I didn't have that abundance in Him, I wouldn't have the blessings of everything else, a career, a family, a marriage, health. All those things come from Him, and He gives me my strength as well. My second one, following that then, was my marriage and intimacy, because I prayed for a long time to be married, and I changed my life drastically, radically in 2008 so that I could be a better person. I wouldn't say that. A better me, a better version of me, and that's when I found my husband. So that's my second one. And then following that was family, because my husband is my family, as well as my parents and my siblings, and I believe without them, they're my, you could say, my earthly strength, and they're what gives me the motivation and the courage and the strength and the love and everything else to keep going, to keep me in that health and that career and that lifestyle. And so they kind of all three tie together, but they are in that particular order.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. And way to go, Carl. Way to go, man. That's for you too. All right. Let's go into these. We're going to go through these in a little bit faster speed. If you want more information on this, I have a video on my website that you can go into more depth with what these ones are. Okay? Ready to go? Here are the 5 secrets to winning at life. These are powerful secrets. If you live with these secrets, I can guarantee that you will experience winning. Who wants to experience winning in life? Yeah! Awesome! I want to win in my life. Yeah, it's awesome to win at life, right? Okay, first one, discover yourself early and often. The reason why you want to discover yourself early and often, there's lots of them. But the biggest reason that I've thought of and that I've experienced to discover yourself early and often is that when you do things like this, all of a sudden you say, okay, you know what? I can see some potential pitfalls that could maybe cause me a lot of pain if I don't change some things in this area of my life. Yep. So basically, you want to be able to discover yourself, discover where you're at, and discover yourself very early and often so that you can totally live with that abundance, okay? All right, I'm going to go in these to the next one. Finding balance and gaining momentum. Why is finding balance important? Well, you have to have some levels of balance. If you're totally at a 0 in some areas and then your other ones are at a 10, then there's areas of your life that definitely are pulling you down, right? So it's important to raise those ones up or else to look at them. However, as I mentioned earlier, you don't necessarily have to have your life in a perfect circle. I have a friend who's a coach, and she's amazing, but she believes in some way, well, she just believes that you have to have a round circle, and that's what the life wheel is about. Well, I think it's important to focus and put yourself intentionally at times out of balance so that you can accomplish something. However, here's where people get stuck. Right? Remember, one of the things, the slogan once again is what? Helping you get unstuck so that you can live your life purpose with passion and abundance. People get stuck on this one. What do they get stuck on? They are always out of balance. They're perpetually out of balance. And because they're perpetually out of balance, they're always working. They are chronic. They're workaholics. And maybe you can feel that that has been part of your life. Right? Maybe it's, Uber on the health side and everything's about this, but you totally have just like slacked on all the relationships and everything else. There's different areas if you actually intentionally put yourself out of balance and say, okay, listen, I'm going to purposefully do this, and then I will put myself out of balance in these 3 areas for this month because I know I'm in the middle of this pressure thing, then you are able to use that information to get really clear on where you are and where you're going. Cool? Momentum. Who wants momentum? Who wants up? Yeah! Momentum from physics class. Mass in motion. That's what it means. So basically that is mass going in motion. It's moving. So you want to have your life in such a way that you are in motion. That things are going up, don't you? Right? So one of the things when you play the life wheel game online, right, that address that I gave you, is that you'll see that there's a little spinning wheel. And around these neighborhoods, you will see farms, and they will have big stands with these spinning wheels on the stand. And as these spinning wheels are spinning, the wind hits it, and if the wind has enough power, it'll start spinning the blades. However, if you just imagine that some of the blades were missing, or else some were super short and some were really long, that wind, no matter how hard that wind is, would have a hard time spinning it. And perhaps it would spin, but it would spin like this. And sometimes that's how we feel like we are in life. And I see this all the time. It's consistency. People don't have consistency. They don't lock in on consistency. And that's part of where the momentum can come in as well. Okay? Building an overflow. The great thing about this is, Jacqueline, what was one of the ones you were going to choose?
Health and wellness.
Health and wellness? Excellent. Cool. All right. So as you grow in here and as you feel an abundance of overflow, your health and well-being or your health and wellness is definitely going to flow over into your travel, vacation, your family. It's just how it works. You work on one aspect, you focus on that aspect, and if it's important to you, it'll overflow in other areas. So you don't have to say, oh, how do I work on 14 categories in my life? It's too overwhelming. You focus on your 3 and then continue to change them up, and then always keep your awareness. So what I do is I get my clients to print it out, right? Manus, you know this, right? We print it out, right? And then everybody say hi to Manus. Manus is a great guy. Who's had the opportunity to meet Manus already? Yes, he's a great guy. Awesome. So, but Manus, what we do is you do the life wheel, and then you print it out and you put it up on your wall, right? Yeah, excellent. And then what you do is you focus on those 3, and it's incredible when you focus on those 3 how it benefits, right? Yeah, excellent.
It overflows and it affects.
Yeah,
Yeah. First I concentrate things and it overflows and it affects my other area as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how does it affect other areas when the overflow happens? How does that happen for you?
Yeah, like suppose first I concentrate on overflow on God and spiritual. So with the God and spiritual, I affects my career, my lifestyles, and my friends and relationships.
Yeah,
So and also like when I concentrate about the career and business, it also affects my lifestyles and personal development.
awesome. Very cool. Very good. Give him a round of applause. All right. Awesome, Manis. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Next one, develop areas of trouble. Well, it's important to take a look at the low areas because there's areas that are in trouble in your life. If you don't look at some of the areas that are in trouble in your life, they will escalate. It's like that whole thing that we talked about earlier. Remember what that thing was? It's like if you let that Mustang rust out there, it's just going to rust. It's not going to thrive. You need to be able to look at those areas of your life that are in trouble. So it's important to develop those areas. So one of the things that you can do to develop areas of trouble is to start to look at structures if they're lower. Start to actually get aware that life is also about giving back as an example. And you could start to say, okay, well, how am I giving back? Ask yourself simple questions. It doesn't have to take big fancy questions to be able to develop those areas of trouble. Sometimes it's just another source. Sometimes it's looking to a neighbor or a friend or something like that and say, hey, I've been really trying to work on my giving back area of my life. What are some areas that you see that I'm really good at? How could you help me, maybe decide what I should do as far as giving back more? My wife she would score this really high. In fact, she has recently, and part of it is because she's nurturing our kids, and that's how she defines giving back. So that helps her. Okay? Get accountable to a coach or mentor. Of course, I'm a coach. I think that it's important to have a coach or a mentor because they're going to help you by reframing things, by seeing things that you don't necessarily see. They're in your corner. They're there to challenge you, and they're there to, of course, lift you up and walk along this journey with you. Because who knows that they can't do it alone? Yeah, that's right. Look at your neighbor and tell them you're amazing. That's right. And tell your neighbor, says you can't life happen on yourself. I'll change it. You can't make life happen on your own. That's right. Awesome. Cool. All right.